Keys to a vehicle open doors of opportunity and elevate your quality of life. The automotive industry provides some 4 million jobs and makes 60 million cars and trucks a year. Hello, everyone. I'm Estela Casas, creative brand strategist for the Viva Fiesta Auto Group family of dealerships in El Paso, Las Cruces, Albuquerque, and Santa Fe. Let's talk VivaStyle. Although women are almost half of the U.S. labor force, we represent fewer than 1/4 of the automotive workforce. So women held 23.6% of the jobs in the motor vehicle and motor vehicle equipment manufacturing industry back in 2019. I'm guessing a lot of stuff has changed since the pandemic. And according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics in 2018, there were 19,236 female auto mechanics and 130,174 women in the automotive industry. And joining us today is an El Paso woman who joins those ranks. Cecy Varela is a Business Development Center Manager at Viva Ford. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon for our very first podcast on VivaStyle. And it's like, well, what is VivaStyle? Well, VivaStyle is what you want it to be. So thank you so much for joining us. And so tell me a little bit, not only are you a woman, but you're also a double minority as an Hispanic woman in a really man's world, which is the automotive industry. How is that? How has that been for you?
Well, first of all, Estela, thank you so much for having me here today. I'm very happy to be here. And yes, I'm a Latina woman working in a male-dominant industry. But not only that, I'm a full-time working mother. So it has been very challenging. There's a lot of challenges that I have to overcome. But it's been great. In the mornings when I'm preparing my kiddos, when I take them to school, there's several hats that I need to wear. I remove my mommy hat and put on my business manager hat. And that's how my day starts.
And it's tough, changing those different roles. We are a lot of things to a lot of people. But here you are wearing your business development center manager hat, and you're walking into really a man's world. Tell me some of the challenges that you face at work.
Okay. Well, some of the challenges, being a male-dominant industry, being a single person, female in the job, learning to navigate, how male thinks, But I have a great team. I want to say hi to my boss, Omar, to the sales managers, Xavier and Luis. They've been very supportive, with their sales experience, with their auto experience, and with my feminine touch. I think we give, we make a really good team.
That special something that a woman brings into the workforce is very important. So tell me, you also bring a trust factor. Not only are you bilingual, you're a woman, you're a mother, you wear different hats. So it's the trust factor. So when somebody walks in the showroom and says, I want to look at a car, how do you make that connection?
Okay, you just need to be real. You're there to help the customer find the vehicle that they need, that fits their budget. And after that, provide them with a great customer experience. That's all you need to do. Be real. And as a female, as a Latina female,
right.
we're very real. We just, we're very honest to everything. If the person needs an SUV, if they need a truck, whatever the client needs, we find it. So we need to listen first to what the client needs. And then from there, we find whatever.
So you have a conversation. Look, I want to get a Corvette, but I have 6 children. So, it doesn't make any sense, right? So you talk them through what they need and what they will require as a vehicle. And they trust you, right? So how has the pandemic, now we're coming out of it. We're social distancing right now because we have to be this way. As you walk into different buildings, you can see that some businesses still require the masks. So we have to still be very careful. But share with me how the pandemic probably affected the way you work, and now coming out of it, how it's changed your world as well.
Well, it definitely changed the car buying experience. Now more and more people are going online to search for the vehicles they need. And a lot of them want to do the whole process online and on the phone. You know, we even deliver home. So the person does not have to be at the dealership to do the buying process. So that's definitely been very different from how it used to be before.
Well, that's also a challenge for you because here you're communicating over the phone. You have to probably be more animated and be more descriptive, or you're communicating through Zoom. And so that connection is even more important now because you don't have that person-to-person contact.
Yes, that's right. You know, now instead of demonstrating the vehicle in person, we have to do video. We have to do a lot of social media and get imagination to get them to like the vehicle and fall in love with the vehicle.
So that's another challenge. Not only are you a woman in the automotive industry, in the sales department, in the development department, you're also having to find different ways of connecting with your customers. And that makes it even more of a challenge. Or I'm going to flip that around. I think many times it's less of a challenge for a woman because we just like to talk, right? And I guess
and we love to be in camera too.
That too. And we love to embrace and touch and hug, and that's how us Latinas are, right? That we like to have that connection, that personal connection.
Right.
So maybe, just maybe, it's going to be easier for women to connect with that customer who wants to buy something over online. Do you find that? Do you find that maybe it's a little more challenging for the male salespeople?
I find it a lot in the phone. You know, people feel more comfortable speaking to a female voice than, you know, they feel like they're going to provide a better customer service. Which is not the case. You know, we have great customer sales representatives at Viva Ford and the whole Viva Auto Group. And that's why I'm there too, to train these sales representatives to provide that good customer service.
Absolutely.
That's one of my responsibilities.
That's one of the different hats that you wear.
Yes.
So you're a mother, you're a business development center manager, you train, you wear just different hats and makes it more challenging.
Yes.
So tell me about the advantages of being a woman on the border in the workplace.
Being, you know, one of the only female managers.
Yes, that's important.
Yes. Well, I mean, I love it. I love to be an example for other young ladies that want to do it, you know. We have to show that being a female is not a limitation to do any job. You can do it and just shine. Don't be afraid to shine and just give it your all in everything you do.
So what more advice would you give some of these people who are joining us this afternoon about a woman wanting to get into the automotive industry? Again, you know, 75% are men. Yes. What would you say to them?
Well, don't get discouraged. You know, don't get discouraged if you hear those comments that the automotive industry is not for females. It is. So just use those comments, use that negative comments for fuel and show them that it's not a limitation, that we can do anything.
And we can do anything we set our mind to, right? And you're bilingual, así es que sabes hablar español, y esto es muy importante para el cliente también.
Claro que sí, 100%.
So tell me about a little bit more about yourself, because a lot of people want to have that connection with different people. We have been so isolated during this pandemic that we are not having face-to-face conversations, and people don't know you. So what would you tell them about yourself?
About myself. Okay, well, I was raised and born here in El Paso. I'm a UTEP graduate. I have my bachelor's degree in communications, electronic media, and my minor in secondary education. I've been happily married for 10 years. It's going to be 10 years, and I have a daughter, 4 years old, and a son, he's 7 years old. And I work at Viva Ford. It's going to be a year now. Okay. Before that, I used to work in the media too, in Univision for 8 years. I was there for 8 years.
Okay. So we admire you. Thank you so much for coming in. One last thought or one last message that you'd like to deliver today?
Don't be afraid to shine. And woman, you can do anything you want.
Absolutely. Cecy, thank you so much for your inspirational conversation. It was meaningful, it was informative, and most importantly, we made a connection, and we hope we made a connection with all of you. Until next time, thank you all for joining us. It's automotive news you can use. We'd like to hear what you think about our VivaStyle podcast. Send in your questions and suggestions to VivaAutoGroup.com. Be engaged, invested, and entertained with meaningful conversation every week on VivaStyle.